Hi there, and welcome to a new Plugin Guru video. My name is John Skippy Lemcool, and I'm really happy to introduce you today to the release number 2 of MegaMacho drums. As you heard from the music that's playing right now, there's new drum kits of dubstep stuff. There's new patterns. The drum patterns you're hearing are included in this release. This video and all this stuff is brought to you by my website, Plugin Guru. This is the page for MegaMacho drums. Oh, I should show you the little, you have this. So you buy MegaMacho drums right now and you get one of 4 libraries included for free. So between now and the end of August, midnight of August 31st, you can get MegaMacho plus Omniverse or Toxic FM8 or Absinthe or Evil Razor. There's 4 different packs to choose from in case you have 1 or you have 2. Anyway, so it's 4 possible sale options to get a pack of patches for free for buying MegaMacho drums right now. So take advantage of that. If you already own MegaMacho drums and you're a customer, and I first of all thank you, right here is where you would click to download the library. And let's act like we've downloaded it, and here it is. Wow, it just magically showed up on the desktop. And you double click it. It's not a very large in size update. And you open it, there's a README, and then there's 3 folders of stuff to put into the MegaMacho drums folder. And when you're done, you'll have a groove set here. You'll have R2 release 2 kits, and you'll have some release 2 multis right here. Okay, we're going to close this because there's a shortcut inside of Contact to get back to that. All right, so let's take a listen. I want to show you some of the kits. I want to show you some of the patterns, and I also want to show you some tricks. So there's one advantage to taking our time and bringing out the library and then doing releases and updates like this is we really get to know the library even better, and new tricks reveal themselves. So I have some new things to show you that are pretty cool. So let's start off with the some of you will think this is cheesy, but there's this really cool song I like, my daughter really loves, called Acapella, and I used the trap kit to recreate the groove. So here it is. And all these grooves are 8 measures long. The new drum lab for Native Instruments came out, and it's good. But all the grooves are 2 measures, not 8. So there's 900 grooves of 2 measures, which, good luck. You know, it's good to have a nice 2 measure groove repeating, but you need more. So we do more here. So here's Dream. Some of the cool effects. Okay, let me show you a couple more of the trap. Here's at 149. This is more your street level trap. And then Big Boy. Okay. Now, the dubstep kit is one of the 2 kits that Seth Norman did. And so we're going to say 140. First groove is called Gauge. Gauge is this character from Borderlands 2. If you've played Borderlands 2, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. I'll just let these play. Here's Binary. Optic. These kits Seth made completely from scratch, so they have some completely different approaches to the kits, which are really cool to check out. Lots of use of the transient designer. And you heard these grooves. These are the same grooves that I used in the demo song that's playing at the beginning after this animation. So. Good stuff. So speed up to 175, and here's some stealth for you. Really need a big bass sound playing right now. But just to hear the sound, so I'm not going to put a bass on it. Oh, this one's great. We got to start from the top from this one. Ready? Here we go. Very well done. Okay. So let's go dirty hip hop. Whole different tempo. Here's we go to 70. It's almost going to be 140, but I couldn't decide which way to do it, so it's just 70. The idea. 135, go someplace else. Sounds like a hard day. By the way, this is using Screamer, which we'll talk about in a minute. And this is Love My Britches. Couldn't name it the way everybody says in rap, but anyway, you get the idea. All right. All right. Some pop. Everybody needs a little pop in their life, right? Nice. Here we go. And then Avril has a song about never growing up, but this is about growing up. Oh, we gotta slow it down. Here, Radiohead. Anyway, I won't sing it. If you're familiar with pop. I added a few extra things in the groove, which you can mute up very easily. Here's Beautiful Pop. 110. Okay, that gives you the idea. All right, so that gives you a taste. We've got pop to hip hop to drum and bass to dubstep to trap. Lots of new patterns. And this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 of the 100 patterns. So there's a lot of cool inspiration in there for you to play with. Let's go down here to the multis. Here's a couple of the multis. Let's go over here. We need to change this to be the... not the EDM kit, but the dub kit. There we go. So by just loading that and then loading these patterns and getting them onto the right tracks, there was nothing on MIDI channel 2, for example. In fact, if you want, you can actually do this. Logic likes to try to split things out, but if you put them all to one MIDI channel, for each of these, and then go to the multi in Logic and tell it to be all. So that way it plays all MIDI channels instead of just one. Now I'll play these. So there's effects, number of kits being used. Here's this one here. Let's go over here. Okay. So if we go over here and change our kit to be the Viper kit, should be right there. Then we can go over to here. Okay. A full taxi New York. And like most of the other cool grooves, they work good and slow too. That's one nice thing with a drum kit. It's not a loop and you're stuck at 140 beats per minute. So just remember that too. And then here's She Will Never Grow Up. Which is specific Selena Gomez is singing. All right. So those are just a handful of the grooves and the kits that are included in this update. Okay, I want to show you a couple tricks and tips really quick for working with MegaMacho drums. And these can actually be applied to a lot of other contact libraries you might have. So it's not all specific just to MegaMacho drums, but a lot of it is. To start with, we're going to take a kit, and when I designed these kits, I designed them with lots of kicks and lots of snares, so you have lots to choose from. Once you find the kick and snare you want to use for your song, you have these other notes around that have these other snare drums you don't need to use. And you can put things on those notes that you need for your song. Reverse snare drums become really cool to use. Reverse crash cymbals, additional hi-hats, all sorts of other sounds. So let me show you how to get that set up. Let's say, well, let's first make a groove so we know what we're working with. Let's use our just C and D and these hi-hats. I have to mute my microphone and then I'll record. Why am I measure 29? All right, we can work with that. So we want to, we didn't use, let's do something fun to the snare. Let's give it a really long reverb. Glasses off time. Let's use, and let's high pass filter this, which is still broken. Half of the time, so make the IR half size. Cool. And then we want to go in and do some editing to the actual map. So we hit the little tool wrench. Let's open the group editor and the mapping editor and make sure select by MIDI is on. Make sure edit all groups is off. And now we can play this snare and see that this is calling up Dance Fest sample number 15. So we could go to this note, and let's change this from 11 to 15, and it's there. Now they sound different because there were different treatments here. reverb to each one. And we want one to be glitched. Oh, gotta turn it on. It's fewer repeats. Let's say like 3. Lots of amp velocity. The amp velocity, if you bring that up, will make the fade faster when you have feedback at 0 or a small number like this. And for this one, let's go into the list down here, hit reverse. And we want to actually look at the wave editor really quick. And let's make sure that we don't get quite the attack transient. We want it to stop right there. And let's have this one be EQ'd funny. We want to have that actually, check this out. There's some silence in here, so that's better. A lot of times you want to adjust when you reverse samples. Reverse until you get just a little bit of sound when you play the notes. So that way, when you're triggering is when it's going to start doing the actual. Otherwise, it's really hard to get the timing right. So we've now got 3 notes. And let's say we want to also trick out a hi-hat. So we were using hi-hat 19. I'm not going to use this in the song. Now I can do stereo stuff. So I can go over here and pan this one over here. And then go to the pattern. Let's take every other note. And then transpose them. There. Faster. And let's say we want the open hi-hat. And let's see. Let's do the reverse stuff real quick. So we want to have a snare hit. It's about right there. And you gotta play with the timing. And let's go Command 0 to call up the list. Be softer. I like that. So hold on, Option. Let's put that also in front of this one. Right about there. Maybe instead of that, let's have it do a glitch. And velocity up. Almost. So if we go over here to the glitch page. Yeah, cool. Were there additional notes in here? That's because they're supposed to be reversed. So I want to show you how to do something kind of fun. There's all these kits and all these samples, and only so many of them out of the 2,000 are assigned to this one kit, right? Maybe for this note, I wanted it to be something else, right? So dance has 42. Let's go in, delete. So we've kept the container, but we've deleted the sample. And now instead of looking on the libraries, if you go to Files, now one trick I do is I put on my desktop an alias. you see right here, this is an alias to MegaMacho drums, but Contact doesn't see it as an alias. It sees it as the folder. So it sees it so I can go right in to the samples. So I don't have to go navigating to this obscure folder location. Look for the NKX. That's the large container that has all the samples in it. Go to samples, and here are all the kits. So let's say I want to take something from one of the groove bits. So double click here, and here they are. Maybe I want that cool little boop. So drag until you get to a single note, and sometimes it won't give you a single note. So just put it here in an empty spot, resize it to be one sample in width, and then drag it up to where it needs to be. There. So we've taken something from one of the other kits, and we've used it in here. Let's replace that too. So let's replace that with maybe that. Cool. I like that. Let's see, can you give it one note? You can also drag it over here, and I'll show you two notes. See how it's taking up two notes of the range? Just use these arrows right here. Okay. So these two samples came from the LG Groove Bits number 4 map, and I'm using them inside of a kit. And if I save it, it will save it referencing those samples, which is cool. All right, so let's play this groove again, and let's add some more stuff to it. I'm going to turn off the microphone. Actually, let's do this. Let's go duplicate and turn off the microphone, and here we go. All right, that was interesting and cool, I think. So we can quantize it real quick. All right, one more trick I want to show you. The distortion inside of MegaMacho drums is kind of harsh. You set to global, it kind of loses definition. So I actually have found a new effect that I really like. And if you go over here, now this will break. By doing what we're going to do in a minute, it's going to break the distortion tab. Lo-fi, glitch, compressor, transient, and EQ still work. But I'm going to go over here, close up the group editor, close up the mapping, and the wave editor. Right here, jump. Jump is the distortion we are currently using as the default in all of our maps. And by turning it on, if I say, let's see, if I scroll up to the top and just hit edit all groups. Now when I turn on, okay, let's make it go away for everybody. Click right here and go to effects and choose Screamer. Screamer is cool. So you can play the groove. Brightness up, bring the drive down a little bit. Now the one thing that's cool with Screamer that is missing from the other distortion is right here, clean signal. So you can get a little edge. Which is very cool. One other thing to show you is the new fold back compressor. If we go to the insert effects, let's add for effect the feedback compressor. This is something that just came out in 5.2. And I think I showed this in a previous video, but I'm going to put the feedback compressor by clicking and dragging before the limiter. Oh, and then I'm going to click here so I can see the settings. And turn down the makeup. Turn down the output so it's not hitting the limiter so hard. Crank up the ratio. bring down the mix so you get the right mix. And then maybe you could add EQ. Drag that to be before the limiter. Go here. There you go. So it's dirty, but it's still punchy. So there's a couple tricks to help you along with Contact, and specifically with MegaMacho drums. You can use those effects on other instruments, of course. And remember, you can still import any library that you have over here into MegaMacho drums and play with it. Some get confusing, but there's ways to work around that. So maybe I'll do a video in the future on that. Okay, so Release 2 is out. If you buy it today, it comes with these new kits. It comes with these new patterns that I've showed you. And hopefully these tips will help you get more out of it. So thank you again to all that are good customers, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.